What's up, guys? I'm live. Who is in the house riding along with me today? This is a ride-along live stream, something that I'm just trying out that I might do from time to time. So while I'm in my busy day, if you're wondering what's going on in my life, you can ride along with me because I spend a lot of time driving. And right now, I am driving to Holt Summit, Missouri, to take care of my mother. She is 87 years old, and I am the primary care provider for her. She is kind of in the beginning stages of dementia. And it's something that I think is hereditary. That's why I'm such a health nut myself. My grandfather, who was a design engineer, he designed a part that went in every Ford vehicle, part of the clutch for Ford, back in like the 1940s. And my grandpa lived till 96 years old. And so in the last, I think, say 7 or 8 years of his life, he suffered from dementia. And by the time we lost him, he didn't know who he was, where he was, and was pretty much just a baby. So this is something that is a little bit familiar, but it's new territory for me, as I'm 56 years old and taking full care of my mom. I have people that help out during the day to watch her. I have someone that comes out at lunchtime to serve her lunch, and then I go out every night. And it looks like I'm at the point where I'm going to have to increase the number of people that help out. So I can probably, I think I can see the screen there. We got Patrick. What's up, Patrick? Chick? Yes, indeed. F-I-L. Oh, okay. Father-in-law has dementia. Yeah, it's not an easy thing to deal with. And one big thing on dementia is you really have to watch your blood sugar levels throughout your life, because the way that we as Americans eat is awful. We have what is known as the standard American diet. The acronym is SAD because it's very sad, because it's all based on sugar and carbohydrates. In fact, they put starches above protein on the little pyramid. You remember learning about the food pyramid back in school? It's all screwed up. It's very, very bad. I've got a whole channel dedicated to health that talks about the triangle of disease, how because of the way that we eat, we mess up our gut bacteria, then we end up with leaky gut syndrome, junked up blood, which is called dysglycemia, that's dirty blood, that results from dysbiosis of the gut. And then the next thing that goes down is your endocrine system. And that would be your thyroid is the number one thing. There's so many people that have thyroid problems these days, and it's because of the standard American diet. We've got, let's see, Florida cruisers in the house. Wow. Also dealing with a family member with dementia. It's such a sad thing to watch. Had an aunt that I guess started with the signs about 8 years ago. And this is my cousin Dion Flowers, the Honorable Dion Flowers, former alderman of the city of St. Louis. She's famous. And her mother had dementia, and it got to the point where she couldn't talk. She would barely recognize people, but then once in every blue moon, blurt out a clear sentence just out of the blue. And she went from being the kindest, sweetest, lovingest person to she wouldn't recognize you, and she would cuss you out in the drop of a hat. And you talk about getting cussed out. Oh, it was a deal. But you had to know that this wasn't Aunt Charlotte speaking. It was the dementia speaking. And you never know how it's going to manifest. And so it was very tough for my cousin Dion and my uncle Bill Flowers, who owns the Golden Shears Barbershop in the plaza in St. Louis, Missouri, that is on Riverview Boulevard, that was attacked during the Ferguson race riots. All right, you can look it up on YouTube back in 2014, after they burnt down portions of Ferguson, which was really blown up on the news, and it was a lot worse on the news than what really happened. But when you look up the guy that got shot by the police, that was at my family's plaza. Well, at any rate, my Uncle Bill is still living. He's 85 years old, but Aunt Charlotte suffered from dementia. And it's a tough thing. And, you know, it's real personal for me, especially when you look at what the current administration is doing, the politics of what's going on right now, where they're saying that, I guess they want to pump out all these new benefits and money for Social Security, but what it's going to do, it's going to rob this entire current generation of having Social Security benefits. And what are we going to do once they run it dry? Because all they talk about is spending money, but they don't talk about where the money's going to come from to provide all this free stuff. Much in the same way that Tiffany Henyard says, we help y'all with y'all roofs. We help y'all with cut your water back on your electric bill. We help y'all with funerals. Everything is free. Just come to Thornton Township. We are here to give you everything for free. So is it free? Number one, no. Number two, it's coming from their tax money. And number three, she's running that township into the ground. There's going to be nothing left of it by the time she gets done. Well, the sad thing is, the same thing is going on with the federal level. They're running us into the ground, spending money that we don't have, but then we print money to bomb the Ukraine, right? To bomb the Russians. There's Reality Check TV Chicago in the house. What is up, man? Hey, guys, if you want uplifting, I tell you what, tune in to Rico at Reality TV Chicago on Sundays. He gives little sermonettes live, and it really makes your day go better. He will bless you. So I want to give a little shout out to him. If I have my sound effects, you'd hear a yeah for Reality Check TV Chicago. I see we've got David Banks in the house. What is up, David? So I'm across the bridge now, and now I'm going up into the mountains. Here's something interesting, guys, that you don't know. Where I live in Missouri, this is the oldest mountain range in North America. And if you can see maybe in my window here, you're going to see some mountains. So in Jefferson, the capital city, we're nestled nicely in the mountains, the mountain range of the Ozark Mountains. Lake of the Ozarks is down here. And so 7 miles up the road where I grew up after moving from Chicago is Holt's Summit. And when you go to Holt's Summit, you go to a elevation. And in fact, you even feel the temperature drop because you're going so much higher in elevation. It's really cool. So there's a temperature difference and a drop in air pressure. And when you fly over this area, it's like, holy cow, we do live nestled in the mountain. Back again, dropped off for a second. This is my stream, just going to be here 15 minutes. And I might come back on after I get done taking care of my mom and talk some more. But something interesting, speaking of Missouri, which is the show me state. Did you know that I caught the lovely mayor of Dalton saying that she's from the show me state? And so she likes people to show her. Is she lying? I think I caught her in a big, fat lie. Because number one, she says, I grew here, y'all flew here. Oops, telephone call. And that's a lie. I don't think that she grew up and lived her entire life in Dalton. Maybe part of her life, but not all of her life. And so then she turns around and says, I'm like the show me people from the show me state. Really? So which one is she lying about? Is she lying about being from the show me state? Or is she lying about, I grew here, y'all flew here? I'd love to know which one, but I'm going to do a video on that very soon. I've been very, very busy this week as I prepare for vacation to Florida. And next week in Florida, I'm going to live stream and we're going to do a ride along as I am driving down all of the interstates, headed to Clearwater, Florida and Daytona Beach. So I'm going to share that whole vacation with you guys. And then when I get back, I got a whole lot of video information for you. Caroline is in the house. Bottom line with Caroline, subscribe to her channel right now. In fact, Caroline is the one who motivated me to just get something done. I have not posted a video in a few days, and she said, just go live, just do it. I'm like, you know what, Caroline, you are right. You are so right. So that's why I wanted to invite you guys in to ride along with me. So blessings to Caroline. Caroline's going live tomorrow night, and I will be popping into her live stream. And then whenever I go live, either tomorrow night or Friday night, Caroline is going to be there assisting me on my live stream when I shoot from the studio in my office at home. So look forward to that. Now I'm in Holt Summit. So we're at the higher elevation. Whoopsie daisy, another phone call. So here in a couple minutes, I'm going to have to jump off the phone and call my wife back to see what's going on and see why they are calling. So good to see everybody. We got 19 people on the live. That's a lot of folks for my ride along. So you can see this scenery looking out my back window at Holt Summit, Missouri, right in the middle of the state. Did you know that we have a town in Missouri called Centertown? And it just happens to be at the center of the United States. So I live in the middle of the entire country. Centertown is only 20 miles away from Jefferson City. So I'm smack dab in the middle of everything, in between the left coast, the right coast, the north, the south, all of that good stuff. So I've got easy access to travel where I want, when I want, because of course I'm a free man. I work for myself. I have 5 businesses. I do what I want. And YouTube is going to be one of the big things that I do, and a budding career that I have with 6 channels. I've got this channel. I've got a crypto channel. I've got the Hustle Blueprint for people who want to learn how to be like me and own your own business. I've also got a body shop channel. In fact, Rico, Reality Check TV Chicago, just recently subscribed to my body shop channel, Color Boss Custom Auto Body Shop. And I've even got a sports channel with my son, Scott Flowers. And that is something that is growing quickly, that we are building. So I have a budding YouTube career, getting all these channels monetized. I've got 2 monetized. My crypto channel is the biggest one, but I think Go Political, because of you good folks, is going to be the one that takes over and does the most. Okay, there's the phone again. I'm going to check the mail here, and then I'm going to give you guys a quick peek at where I grew up. So I can't say I grew here, y'all flew here, because I was born on the south side of Chicago at 99th and LaSalle. Even though I don't sound like I'm from the hood, I talk like a hillbilly. It's because I grew up out here in the country. I was only 6 years old when we moved from Chicago, but I spent every summer after that right there in Chicago and Detroit, that is near and dear to my heart. So Chicago and Detroit are home for me. So here I am on the farm. We've got 5 acres out here in the woods. I grew up fishing. I grew up with farm animals. Can you imagine like growing up here after living in Chicago in the city? And then you've got chickens and rabbits and ducks and geese. And we had sheep. We had Angora goats with the long, beautiful hair that they make the Angora sweaters out of. I had all of that. And so once we had a whole flock of merganser geese. We had like 25. And one day, the whole flock of geese, they got up and they left. They flew away and they never came back again. It was quite a deal. So this is my little hometown haven, and it's kind of nice to come out here and enjoy the country and get away with the hubbub. So you grew up at 97. Man, you were right down the street. You were very close to where I grew up, Rico. Right in the same area. So here we are. See this little house here where the big tree fell? That is a 110 farmhouse, and that's the house I first lived in. Got to tear it down now. And in fact, I slept on a cot. My brother slept on a mattress, and my sister slept on the couch. And then my dad built this house with his own two hands. So this is a house that was built in 1975, and that's where me and my siblings all grew up. There's my Mustang. Rico, you might like that. That's a custom Mustang that I made that I need to get it back to the shop, get it going. I'm going to give it to my son. And so when you look out here, we got all these woods, and there's a pond out there. Here's my collection of lawnmowers. Those all need to be fixed, but this one is the one I use to mow the lawn out here. And so then check out my barn. There's my barn. That barn is over 100 years old. So it's just really peaceful, very nice out here, very lovely. I'm eventually going to tear down this house and build another house, and my wife and I are going to move out here and build the house of our dreams. So that is all I've got for now. I'm going to come back and go on live again, so check back with me in about 30 minutes, and I will be back again. We'll see y'all very soon.
Selling my house.
Yeah.